Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how you can connect two microphones together using only one jack plug, allowing you to record not only your voice but the voice of whoever is in your group chat using any Bluetooth communications device. So first things first, you move the inner liners to gain access to your helmet. As you can see in there, I've got JBL speakers already fitted. So we're going to start off just by cutting this open and exposing the wires inside. If you're starting from scratch, all you'll need to do is to take your microphones, figure out your desired length of cable, because you don't want too much, however you don't want too little. So that is just going to be long enough, so I'm going to cut that as long as possible. Just there. We don't need that. You're going to get your wire strippers. You want to strip the cable fairly long. Which will then reveal the cable inside. You will have a shielding wire and a white inner wire. What I like to do is just pull all the shielding wire to one side and just twist it all up and fold it back against the cable. What we'll do is, once I've cut this open, I'm going to connect the shielding wire from this microphone to this. I'm going to twist it together, then fold it one way. I'm going to use a lighter and burn off this coating here and twist this wire to the other wire, fold it the other way, apply some super glue and some heat shrink over the top, which will give you the finished product. Also, this is a good chance to get rid of any excess cable that you don't want. I'm going to show you how to prepare the wires. So you get your wire stripper, you strip off between 10 and 20 millimeters of outer casing, and on the standard lavalier microphone jack plug you can have two wires. One is normally a shielding wire and the other is the microphone wire. So sometimes they do come in different colours. The ones from Senna have a white microphone wire and a silver shielding wire. So what we're going to do is, the best way to clean up these wires, because as they are coated in something to stop them from earthing out on each other. So first things first is to burn off the outer coating to these wires. So you just want to burn off just enough so that it almost gets back to this casing. If it burns off too much, then it could earth out inside the wire. So I'm just going to do the same to this one. Let's burn off just enough. And I'm going to do this to the other wires. Okay, so now that we've cleaned up these wires, it's time to install some heat shrink. So we're going to thread it on over one of the longer wires, all the way down to the bottom, before we go attaching the wires together. So we're going to take all three wires and position them so that they're all on the same side. So you've got all the shielding wires on one side and all the microphone wires on the other. And then we're just going to twist them together. Now you could then solder them together, but I opted to just use some super glue. That seemed to do okay. So now they're all twisted together. I'm just going to pull this wire out to one side. Have one wire folding one way and one wire folding the other way. So now I'm just going to run some super glue along these wires. Just to stop them from unravelling. Super glue is also not a conductant, so you don't have to worry about it bridging these two wires. Okay, so you don't need much. Now what we're going to do is just let that set for a minute. Okay, so now the super glue has had a chance to dry. The next step, we're going to slide this heat shrink over the top. Make sure it's covering it all nicely. And then carefully with a lighter, we're just going to heat up the heat shrink. Turning it a little bit as we go. And there we have it. Connections are in there nice and good. Next step is to position your microphones. So for this, what I'm going to do is just run it underneath this strap, and I'm just going to lay it over the top. If you can see in here, I'm just going to lay it over the top of this speaker, and then I'm going to get some tape and I'm going to tape it down and just lay it over it, making sure I'm not covering any connections like this one. I'll show you. There we go. Now the audio may be a bit quieter in this ear, but then it should pick up the audio from the speaker quite nicely. And now all we're going to do is just tidy the wires away. We'll use some of this duct tape to help us do that. So now that's all tucked away. Just going to get my GoPro mount. I just want to make sure it reaches. Put it all through. Which is why it's always good when you're cutting the cable to make sure you leave yourself enough slack. Now with it all tidied, I'm then going to reinstall the inner liners. Lovely. Okay, and there we have it. Dual microphone helmet set up. Thank you for watching. Audio test 1, 2, 3. I'm now going to turn on my Cardo unit.
Hello, Pet Talk Mode, DMC, Intercom, Mode, Mobile Phone, 1, connected.
So this is said to do it right here. Right here. Interesting. Have you been down there before?
No.
Towards the Minack Theatre.
The who?
The Minack Theatre is the one, the stone outdoor theatre right on the tip.
Oh right.
The amphitheatre and